Hey guys, welcome to the Beauty channel. Thank you so much for joining me here again today. If you're returning subscribers, thank you so much. If you're just joining me for the first time, please go ahead and click the subscribe button. So today we are doing something entirely different from the norm. I have a guest today who is a cosmetic scientist and a pharmacist. So we're going to be asking that particular guest tons of questions. And you can also do well to drop your own questions at the comment section. Trust me, I'm going to make sure that she answers all your questions, okay? But please enjoy this, have fun, and do well to subscribe to my channel.
Hello, how are
Hi,
you?
I'm fine. Nice to meet you officially, somewhat.
Yes, yes,
How are
yes,
you doing?
officially. Good to have you here. I'm
Good to
fine,
see you.
thank you. How are you?
I'm fine. How's
You
your
look
weekend
you
been?
look good though.
Thank you.
You look so good. You look so fine. I mean, you see your skin there. Your skin, I fall for your skin, I swear.
Thank you. Davy, please don't mind me tonight. Thank you so much.
I have decided to bring in our lecturer who is a pharmacist, a cosmetic scientist, by the way, guys. So she's very grounded when it comes to skincare. And I believe that she's going to do a lot of help to every one of us when it comes to skincare. So the first question I'm going to ask you today is, if you have a beginner that is going into skincare, what are the basic products that she needs to have? One, she does not have plenty money in her account, especially due to the economy we have in this country where everything
Yeah.
is quite expensive. So
Yeah.
please tell me the basic products that they need, he or she needs.
Okay. So basic of basics. Honestly, personally, I'm one of those people who doesn't believe that you really have to spend that much anyway to begin with. So
Yeah, same here.
you can really go with the basics. And cleanser, that's a face wash, a face cleanser for your skin type,
Okay.
a moisturizer, and a sunscreen. That's like the basics. Just three of them would be fine. Because I don't there's not nothing you can't go less than that really, because you can't replace your moisturizer with
Of
sunscreen
course.
like every, especially.
Yeah.
So those three items according to your skin type, if you know your skin type, the best way to go. That's just the best way to go.
Okay, so let me ask you this. It is not everybody that know what hyperpigmentation is.
Ah,
So
true.
I feel like
That's true.
it's like a big word for some people. They have skin reactions, but they don't even know what the name is. Okay? So what is hyperpigmentation?
Hyperpigmentation, basically, to break it down, hyper increased pigmentation, melanin in your skin. So basically you have increased melanin production, which then leads to dark spots. As we all know, melanin is like the dark pigments that gives everyone really their skin color, but the difference is that some of us are darker than others. That means that we release more melanin, to the skin surface than other people do. So basically we have hyperpigmentation. It means that you have darker areas on your body. It could either be darker spots or it could be darker areas in general. For example, people who are darker skin toned, we tend to have like darker armpits. Some of us have like darker
Yeah.
neck. We have darker what's this thing called? I've forgotten. Elbow and knees in general. So that's
Yeah.
what hyperpigmentation is in a nutshell.
I hope you guys got that, Sha. I hope that was helpful. Thank you very much. Okay, so another question I have for you is, how often should we exfoliate? Though I know it depends on your skin type, but how often, normally, on the average, how often should one exfoliate your skin?
So exfoliation in general is it's not a very dicey subject, but it's kind of dicey. Like you said, it really just depends on people's skin type and their skin concerns, the age of the person's skin health in general. Because for example, if someone deals with sensitive or hypersensitive skin, or has um atopic skin or dermatitis or eczema, which is one of the more common forms of dermatitis, the person's skin is already very sensitive. So using an exfoliant to, like, they already have skin barrier that is disrupted. The skin barrier is basically the outer layer, in simple terms, the outer layer of your skin. So typically what exfoliation
Yeah,
does is to help to get that outer layer, or part of
that's
the outer
out.
layer, not
Yeah.
the entire outer layer, part of it, because you still need the outer layer
Okay.
for your skin to be healthy. For someone who already has sensitive skin,
Okay.
has eczema, already deals with that area being disrupted. So you have to be really careful in that context. Basically, when it comes, but if you don't have hypersensitive skin, so if you have hypersensitive skin and you want to exfoliate, first of all, you may not even need. But if you do decide that you want to, then you should go for really, really gentle forms of exfoliation. And that means you should not use any scrubs. Scrubs, no matter how gentle, I personally would not recommend that you use any scrubs if you have sensitive skin.
Any scrub, okay.
Just go for a chemical exfoliant. And when it comes to chemical exfoliants, you have to use the most gentle ones. So those are like polyhydroxy acids, which are commonly just called PHAs. So basically, just look for a pH, something that has PHAs in the lowest possible percentage, and use that. That's if you have hypersensitive skin. Use it once a week. Once a week at the max, 1 to 2 times a week for something that has PHAs. I wouldn't recommend that you go with any like glycolic or lactic acid if you have hypersensitive skin. I wouldn't even, if mandelic acid is like in very, very tiny quantity, but even at that, I would not push you to go to use mandelic acid if you have hypersensitive skin. It's just not necessary, because you have to focus on soothing your skin and maintaining your skin barrier, because it's already disrupted. However, if you have not regular, but like you have skin that's not sensitive, you can exfoliate depending on the product you're using. And for example, glycolic acid, like you may know, is one of the ones that penetrates deep. It penetrates very deep into the skin. Like exfoliants. So if you're going to use something like glycolic acid once a week, is fine. And if you're using it on your face, once a week is fine. So people use it on their armpits, and because generally that area is less sensitive than the face, you can use it a few times a week, 4 times a week on your armpit or your elbow, because some people also want to like brighten their elbow. You can use glycolic acid for like a few times a week, compared to using it on your face, which I would not recommend. Also depends on the concentration, but in general, to be safe, once a week or a maximum of 2 times a week for exfoliation with glycolic acid. Lactic acid, similar. Mandelic acid, similar. So generally, exfoliation, I would say just on the average, no more than 2 times a week in general. You know,
in respective of your skin type.
Yes, of course, there's no like real general note, but I would say if you don't know what to do, then just do it 2 times a week. Some people have very resilient skin. My skin is resilient. There was a time I was using glycolic acid every day. Like before I really knew what I was doing in skincare, I was using the ordinary glycolic acid every single day, and my skin didn't react negatively. But there's some people that will use that.
Wow. What's your skin type? What's your skin type?
My skin type is combination. Okay. I still love that product so much, because I literally still have it here. I still like it, so I still buy it, but I would never use it more than 2 times a week right now. But my skin is resilient, and I know that. Honestly,
is that a toner, or is that what's that?
It's the ordinary glycolic acid toner. So yes.
Okay.
So I still use it. It's one of the first products I ever used when I got into skincare, and it really did help with my hyperpigmentation. It helps with my skin texture, and now that I use it again, it still does help with that personally. So personally, my skin loves glycolic acid, and I try not to use it more than 1 to 2 times a week, even though personally my skin is very resilient. I'm the kind of person, my skin can literally take retinoids every day. So, but not everyone, not every people's skin can. It's just, it's
you know, I was actually coming to retinol question. I was coming there. I was actually going to ask you if someone that has sensitive skin can use any product that has retinol in it.
So yes, I would say yes. If you have sensitive skin, or if you're just about to start on retinoids, you can start with a low percentage. A good example of one you can start with is, sorry, give me a second. You can start with the Inkilist retinol serum. It has a very low percent. In fact, it doesn't. This product is named in a bad way, in my opinion, because it doesn't actually have retinol in it, but it has other retinoid, the same class of retinol, and it's very gentle. So yes, you can use this if you have sensitive skin. Yes, if you start once.
As far as it's very gentle.
Yes, it's very gentle.
Okay. All right, so let's move to the next question, so we don't take too much of our time. Okay, what are the things that lead to, you know, acne on the face? Because that's like one of the biggest skin reaction that we all face. So what literally leads to acne? Because you use almost all the old products that you want to use, you spend a lot of money, but you still have acne on your face. What is the reason for this?
Okay, so when it comes to acne in general, acne is basically inflammation, really. Okay, to put this in simple terms, your pores are getting, you have pores on your face. Everybody can see their pores. Some people is more noticeable than others, but those pores basically just help with the excretion, so to speak, of sebum. Sebum is made up of oil and other substances that basically come out of your skin's pores. However, there are times when those pores get clogged either by dirt, also by oil, and because of that, the sebum is not able to pass through. So instead, it leads to inflammation. It's a whole process, really. And then the pores get clogged and lead to acne. Now, this tends to happen obviously with some people more than others. So generally, if you have more oily skin, you're more prone to acne. But there are also people who have dry skin that are still prone to acne. So skin type does affect it, but then genetics is also another big part, and that's something we can't particularly control. And that's why also you see people who just, they can do those from today till the day of their death, and they will never have a single
Yes, and I wonder why. And there's this belief that ladies are prone to acne than guys. Is that true?
You know what the funny thing is? I think the statistics actually says otherwise. I can't remember fully, but I think if I remember correctly, but please don't quote me on this. If I remember correctly, men actually are more, no, women are more prone to acne, but men, when they do have acne, is a lot more severe.
It's always intense. Yeah. Always intense. Yes, that's very correct.
So yes. I mean, we have a lot more.
So what could lead to pimples or acne is genetics, or if you have oily skin, you can actually easily get pimples on your face. And I also heard that if you take too much of alcohol, you could also have pimples. So many things. I don't know how true that is.
The thing about these things that I've realized is that there's usually some iota of truth in some of these things. Some, not all. So for example, when it comes to things like alcohol, I think that what really happens is the inflammation process from taking a lot of alcohol that then through inflammatory markers, through the inflammation process in your body, then appears is not the right word, but manifests on your skin. So it's not really the alcohol that is the problem. It is really just the fact that due to an excessive intake, it could contribute to inflammation, and that inflammation could then manifest on your skin. Same thing with other forms of dieting. Also, like you hear a lot of people saying, don't take a lot of dairy. You can have acne if you take a lot of milk. If you can have the one that I'm still not understood is the groundnut one. And there are people that swear by that.
Yes.
There are people that swear by
yes.
That. Technically, and with research so far, it doesn't really add up. But at the same time, I don't want to belittle people's experiences to say you are lying. But technically, sometimes it's not really the groundnuts, or I don't think for most of them it really is the groundnuts. It's probably something else that is triggering the acne bowels, but it's also possible. I mean, scientists haven't figured every single thing out. So yes,
I think groundnut has like a bit of oil in it. I think I don't know, but I think groundnut has like
oil. I mean, that's why we have groundnut oil. Groundnut does have oil, but the thing is, it's not just oil that causes acne, because even in oils, there's linoleic acid, there's oleic acid, so they're different, and your skin needs oils. That's another thing that I think we need to clarify. Your skin needs
even if you have oily skin, your skin needs oil.
Your skin needs oil. So the problem with all these things is not usually the presence of it, it's always the excessiveness, just like everything in life. If there's an excessive production, that's where the problem is. So for people who claim that groundnut actually affects their skin, it could be an excessive consumption, not really just like you take groundnut once a week. But if you're eating it like
excessive, very correct. I want to open the window to people out there that might want to have questions for you. If you have any question you want to ask Desire, please go ahead and ask your question. We'll take 3 questions actually, because we were trying to take 3 questions. So while we're waiting for people to ask questions, let me ask my own question. Which area of the body should one pay more attention to on their skin?
Honestly, I don't think there's any area you should pay more attention to. I know we talk about the face a lot in this community, in the skincare community,
Yeah.
but the rest of your body also does deserve love. So I wouldn't say there's any area you should pay more attention to. Just if you have more problematic, I don't want to say problematic because that sounds like a very not nice word to use, but if you have areas that you feel
Yeah.
some people, they feel like on their thighs they have cellulite, they have stretch marks, so you may want to pay more attention to that. For some people, it's their face and their back, they have acne and backne. You will have to make that decision for yourself, but if you can, pay attention to every area of your body, even the covered
Every part of your body.
yes.
Yes. This question just popped into my head now. It's not part of the questions I wrote down. If you have bleached your skin before and you want to repent, what do
what do you do?
What do you do?
Why do
You want to repent? What do you do? Yes.
Honestly, first of all, I'm happy whoever it is that whoever may have done that. Very happy for you. When you do that, when you want to come over to the other side, so to speak, you just have to start with the basics, and you have to be ready for withdrawal effects. So depending on what you've used, which many of them don't even know what they're using. I mean, when I say they don't know what they're using, I mean the ingredients are either not clearly stated or they lie, like the brands lie and put steroids, hydroquinone in these products. So you have to be ready for some side effects. And some of the side effects are you have like steroid withdrawal based acne. So basically, even for people who don't break out on a normal day, which I've seen this happen, when they start switching from those products to regular products, they start breaking out, and it's very scary for them because they've never they don't break out. So now it makes them feel like, often makes them feel like, oh, if I had known that, I'd just stayed with the bleaching products, or even make some of them go back to those things. But what that really is steroid based acne, and that's because steroids are medication, they're drugs, and there's something called the withdrawal effect, something that you could say is similar to like if somebody's addicted to something, you have withdrawal symptoms. So you have to expect the side effects. I think that's very important because people don't think about that when they're moving over to the other side. You have to expect your skin will get darker. Your skin will get,
of course.
I don't think that one you can even run away from.
You should be ready for that.
You have to be ready for that. Like, and it can get like really dark, not even just dark like back to your regular skin tone. It can get really dark just because of the same withdrawal symptoms. So you have to be ready for those side effects. But if you're coming now regarding the products, you have to start simple. You have to. There's no need coming hard on yourself and hard on your skin when you're withdrawing from organic skincare products. Cleanser, moisturizer, sunscreen. So you're just like a beginner in the skincare world again. Forget all of this retinoids for now. Like if you're moving over to the other side, forget hyperpigmentation treatments, forget any other thing. Just stick with the basics: cleanser, hydrating products, moisturizers, and sunscreen. And that's because your skin needs to heal.
So we have questions for you. We have Temi. Temi said, would you say retinol is a gold standard for PI/PIH?
Okay, so PIE is post-inflammatory erythema, PIH post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation. So if you remember when I said earlier, like hyperpigmentation is usually due to inflammation on your skin. So if you have that inflammation, it then leads to either hyperpigmentation or erythema. Erythema is basically just redness, skin redness in an easy way. We don't see that a lot in people that are darker skin toned, but you see it in a lot of lighter skin tone people. Their skin, when their skin looks red and flushed, that is erythema. So if you have inflammation due to different things, either acne or even a change in weather, you could get post-inflammatory erythema. So coming to the retinol question, first of all, retinol is not the gold standard, to be honest. No, it's just not. It could help. It helps, but I wouldn't say it's the gold standard for treatment. Honestly, the gold standard or some of the more gold standard treatments for hyperpigmentation, hydroquinone, and it is a medication, it's a drug. Tretinoin, it's also a drug. However, if it's for over-the-counter things, like things you can buy and use by yourself without needing a prescription, retinol is a good option to go with. Niacinamide, exfoliators. I think exfoliators are a really, really good way to deal with hyperpigmentation. Not erythema, but hyperpigmentation. For erythema in general, you have to soothe your skin. You have to soothe your skin. And sometimes erythema leads to hyperpigmentation. That's the redness on your skin eventually ends up being like a dark spot. So if you're dealing with erythema, that's redness, you want to focus on hydrating your skin, on soothing your skin. That means you're looking at getting hydrating products that contain hyaluronic acid, aloe vera, glycerin. Then you also want to get, or you can get a cream. Really, like we said, you can get a cream. La Roche-Posay has some really good ones, more affordable options. If you're looking at your face, Simple has some good ones. CeraVe has a lot of good ones too. Just look for a simple, fragrance-free. I don't hate fragrance. I don't have anything against fragrance. But if you're dealing with erythema, it's just better to go with a really simple formulation that doesn't have fragrance. And hyperpigmentation, you can use retinol in combination, not necessarily in the same routine, but you can use an exfoliator on one day and retinol on another day. So I'm going to stop here because of time.
I also had, sorry to cut you short.
No worries.
I also had vitamin C, product that has vitamin C clears hyperpigmentation.
So vitamin C is a really great ingredient that can help, but often it doesn't really do that great for hyperpigmentation. It can let us know, but it's not the be all and do all. There are better options on the market. Vitamin C I would recommend mostly for its antioxidant properties. It's a great, well-researched, scientifically researched ingredient, especially L-ascorbic acid, like direct vitamin C, the L-ascorbic acid isomer. That particular one is great. Other derivatives are very shaky. They're not bad, but the research is not very solid on them. But L-ascorbic acid has been well researched to be a great antioxidant. Also great for photo damage on the skin. That's like damage due to sun exposure. So vitamin C is great. I think it's a great ingredient in general that you can incorporate. Yes.
Okay, but you can't advise someone that has hyperpigmentation to use vitamin C.
No, I can. You can. I'm just saying your expectations have to be realistic. That's the thing. Okay. Because I think when people see,
and you have to be very patient. You have to be a very patient person.
It's going to take you a good number of months, and it really there are other, for hyperpigmentation, there are other ingredients that will probably do better than vitamin C. But if you're looking for an all-round ingredient, vitamin C is a great one. Niacinamide is a great one. Those two ingredients are like ingredients that tend to do a few things, not just one thing. And multifunctional ingredients are always great.
Her name is Lagos Storyteller. Hi, Lagos Storyteller. Please, hope you all are following me. Okay. So she said that if I begin to use a new product and new breakouts comes out, is it advisable to stop the product? Okay. I get this problem a lot with most products. She said that if she begins to use a new product, then she will have breakouts. Should she not use new products? Because she tends to have problems with using new products. It tends to give her a lot of breakouts.
Oh, okay. So different factors that could be the reason for this. So first of all, if your skin is already hypersensitive, you have to be wary of trying new products. Like I said, so people's skin is just generally more resilient than others. So that's number one. If you have hypersensitive skin, can you hear me?
Yeah.
If you have hypersensitive skin, please pay attention to that. However, instead of trying new products directly on your skin, like your full face or your full body, do something called patch testing. So you can apply the product on an area that is not very visible. It could be like the back of your ear is a very popular place that people do it because it's still part of your face, but it's not a visible part of your face. So you can apply the product just to test it. You want to do a patch test first. So after doing the patch test, then if you see that you have a reaction there, you have to step back from the product. One thing I want to tell you, Lagos Storyteller, is that there's probably a lot of products out there for you. You just haven't found the right ones yet. And instead of
you might not get sorry. You might not get the results immediately. You know, some products you have to like use them for like a week or two before you can start seeing reactions.
Yes, but
you know, right?
Do you mean the patch test, or do you mean what are you talking about exactly?
You said you can just test it by putting it at the back of your neck.
Yes, you test it
Or
for a
your
while.
carer?
Like you don't just test it for one day. Like
Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
it's
Yes.
safer for you to
Yes.
test it for a bit. Like don't be in a rush to use it for a
Yes.
period of time. So, and apart from that,
Okay.
there's probably if you find out that your skin is not hypersensitive but you're just reacting to things, then you have to think about what ingredients are in the products. They're just ingredients that people's skin don't agree with. And some popular common ones are, as much as people love niacinamide and I love niacinamide, some people have niacinamide sensitivities. Like their skin is not generally sensitive, but it's sensitive to niacinamide. Some people, their skin is sensitive to
Mm.
percentage of niacinamide. Like they can use niacinamide in small quantities, but once it's like 10%, their skin just does not agree with it. Some of these things are just
Mm.
idiosyncratic. Don't know the reason for them, but they're there. So what I would say is that do a patch test. And if you've seen those products that, since you said you've tried a bunch of products, try to see if there's a common ingredient that those products contain. For example, niacinamide. For example, parabens. So people also react. There's nothing wrong with parabens. There's nothing wrong with niacinamide. There's nothing wrong with them, but just check to see if your skin is reacting negatively to them. So check those products. It's a lot of work, but I would just advise that you try to do it and see.
It's for your own good.
Yes. I wish
She
I could
has
say
oily
more, but we're
skin. No,
running
she
out
said
of.
she has oily skin. She said she has oily skin. So can you please prescribe or recommend basic skincare she can use? She has oily skin.
Okay, basic skincare for oily skin. That generally wouldn't that works for most people. That is afford. I'll just go with an affordable option, just because I don't know what your budget is like. So you can, for a cleanser, you can use the simple moisturizing facial wash. That's a good option. Or the, I hope you can hear me. Or the Crichton's hyaluronic face wash. Those are two good options you can use if you have oily skin that most people's skin types agree with. Another option that is a bit more expensive is the CeraVe foaming facial wash. People tend to enjoy that. However, if you have a niacinamide sensitivity, then don't use that CeraVe facial wash. Instead, you can use the CeraVe oil foaming hydrating cleanser. I know it's a long name, but that's the name. CeraVe oil hydrating foaming cleanser. That's a really good option that you can use for cleanser. So those are three options for cleansers that you can use. Just buy one. You don't need to buy all three or four of them. For your moisturizer, one you can get from simple oil balancing moisturizer, and that's if you like a matte finish, because people who have oily skin sometimes they like a matte finish. If you like a matte finish, you can go for the simple oil hydrating, sorry, simple oil balancing moisturizer. If you like a slightly heavier finish, not a heavy finish, but something that's not super matte, you can get the CeraVe daily moisturizing lotion. If you're on a budget and you cannot afford the CeraVe, another really affordable option you can get is the Crichton's Pure Blends moisturizer. That's the name, Crichton's Pure Blends moisturizer. It's very affordable and it's such a great moisturizer that works for most skin types. And I think it's very underrated. Like it's super affordable and works for most skin types. If one more moisturizer option is the Tree Green Tea Fresh Emulsion. Love that moisturizer. It's packed with antioxidants. It leaves a matte finish.
All these moisturizers, sorry, all the things you mentioned, I think in Nigeria. Do you think they're in Nigeria?
Yes, then Nigeria. I realize that both
Okay.
our audiences are Nigerians, most for the most part. So
Yeah.
these are products
Yes,
that
they are actually.
you
So,
can get with
so
ease.
because it's not always easy to get all these products, and you need to be sure that the store you're going to, they sell original stuff there. Because
Yes,
fake stores are,
yes. Some of these
they're
things you can
outside.
get in your supermarkets, in fact, like good supermarkets like Global. Some, not all. Like the Tree Green Fresh Emulsion, you wouldn't find it in a supermarket, but you find it with online vendors. It's very common and it's very well loved.
Yeah.
And I've used it and I really think it's great for oily skin. Then for sunscreen, that's where it's a bit tricky. But one of the ones I really love, or oh, I'm just going to, because the names are getting long. So these two sunscreens, I don't know if you can see them, but I'm just going to. These two sunscreens are generally.
I think they
I'm
can
going to.
try. They can
I mean, if you
try
take a
because
screenshot,
you're breaking. You're breaking. So it's not really clear like that. But I hope they can see, Sha.
if you can take a screenshot, if you can see me, I'm sorry, I don't know why my network is so bad. The Eucerin Oil Control Face Sun Gel Cream is really great for oily skin, and I always talk about the sunscreen. I always talk about the sunscreen. The Skin Aqua UV
Yeah,
Moisture.
this sunscreen is quite common. It's actually very
Yes.
common.
So, but if you
Yeah.
have sensitive skin, this may not be great for you, but this will be great for. If you have sensitive skin, this should be good.
Alright guys, so that's all I have for you guys today on Umdani Beauty channel. I hope you guys had fun. Hope you guys enjoyed yourself. Hope it was worth your time. Please do also subscribe to my channel, like the video, and say something with that comment section. See ya, bye.